it's Robert, and I hope you enjoyed that slideshow. And before I wrap up the video, thought I'd take a minute to tell y'all what I thought about these miniatures. They are the Compagnie Franches de la Marine from Warlord Games and Conquest Miniatures. And I gotta say, I had fun painting them. A lot of them have these really great expressionate faces with really cool mustaches. I think this is the best figure in the bunch here, just because he has, these cool feathers hanging off his musket, and he's got a pistol and a sword, so he looks pretty tough. Most of them are wearing the white coat, but they all have that, little blue elements. I went back and I repainted some of the hats, so that's all mixed up. That and how I have, some of their leggings are different colors. Like here's the duplicate guys. Like this one on the left here has buff leather legs, and the one on the right I painted blue, and their hats are both different. It just mixes things up, and plus it gives the whole unit more of a irregular feeling to them, to have little variations like that. This guy I was kind of confused with. The box art has him in a white coat, but I don't really think he should be in a white coat, because he doesn't have a hood on it. So it's not the same coat they're wearing. I thought it was more of the normal uniform that the companies of the French Marine wear, which is sort of gray, and they have sort of blue cuffs on their coat, and this guy doesn't have any cuffs on his coat at all. But so I don't know. I just figured he's probably supposed to be like the officer, and I thought he would be wearing, the more official clothing. So I went ahead and I gave him the gray coat, and then he's got the little blue waistcoat sneaking in there, just so he has that color to tie him in with the rest of the group. It's also peeking in there around his collar. He's got a little bit of blue there too. So anyhow, some negative things about these miniatures, though. There's a couple of weird poses in here. Like, here's this guy here. This is sort of very nitpicky, but I don't know. It's sort of a strange way to hold your musket. I don't really understand what he's supposed to be doing there. Then there's a few in this weird... I don't know if he's running or marching. It's a very strange pose. The French and British regulars that Conquest also does are in that weird pose too. So I'm not really sure what it is. All of the miniatures also, they had a really extraordinary amount of flash on them. For the most part, it wasn't anything that marred the models. It was just all sorts of excess metal that was, hanging off the barrels and or the swords, or just, it was a lot of flash to clean off the miniatures. I think I could have made half another miniature out of the excess metal. There were some imperfections, though. Pretty much all of these guys here, they're carrying a tomahawk and a bayonet on their belts, and on just about every model there was a good bit of metal, I think, that had seeped out between the two sides of the mold, and it created a lot of imperfections between the tomahawk and the bayonet. So much that several of these tomahawk handles are sort of misshapen. you really can't tell. And, I cut away a lot of that extra metal too, so that fixed the problem. But that was the biggest problem to fix on these guys. But, otherwise, they're pretty good models. I thought they turned out pretty good, and I hope y'all like them. If you want to catch up more on the black powder paint off, don't forget to go over to my Wargaming Life, and you can see a whole bunch of other people's projects, all sorts of good stuff. And I'll catch you next time.